Today we're looking at changing a regular water gate valve with the new and improved Aquadynamic chrome plated. It's got a nice quarter turn. Should look good. Well, the nice part is I can see from under the floor to my garage. I can see where the half-inch copper line comes in. And it comes over to this valve, which swaps over to PEX pipe, which 90s down. Then it goes to this valve. Now, why there's two valves is because this valve is leaking, as well as the tap is leaking and dripping into the garage. Even though this is a frost valve, or not a frost valve, but it's got. But you can drain it. It's got a drain on her. Okay, she was still leaking. She dripped out and she was dripping in the garage. So I put in another valve to stop any water from going at all. Now, with a frost-free valve, the new frost-free valve, I should be able to get rid of this valve, but I won't. I'll keep that one there just in case. But I should not need it once I'm done. So like I said, I'm going to get rid of this copper pipe, tie on to the PEX pipe here, and make it all nice and neat from the inside the garage. I cut the old PEX off, I freed the pipe up. Now I can remove the old valve from the outside. Either I can take a hacksaw or a tubing cutters and cut that off, or I can use a torch and just loosen the solder joints and pull it all apart. For me, I'm going to use the pipe cutter. And see, I got a tube cutter, and like I say, I'll just slip it around. Give her, every time you go around, you tighten up the knob on the back here, just give her a little turn, spin it around, boom, and then she falls off. That way, I can push the pipe in, back inside, and I'll remove that and get ready for the new frost valve. I'm going to move my frost valve from there because I'm up against the joist. I'll put it over here so I can go in square instead of at an angle like what they did. Anyway, nice simple fix, but I'll punch a hole there and be back. So for this assembly, for my assembly anyway, you got your valve. I'm going to need a female adapter to half-inch PEX. So half-inch female adapter to half-inch flex. There's the adapter, female, which you put some Teflon tape on the threads, put that on. Then you plug that onto the PEX, and you should have, you need a crimp ring and a set of crimpers. Whether you borrow it or, well, expensive to buy, but especially for only one or two crimps, but very handy to use. So I wrap some Teflon onto the threads of the valve, and now I did about 3 wraps, and now I can thread the female adapter onto the Teflon portion so she doesn't leak. And I'll tighten that up, and then I'll put the crimp ring onto the PEX pipe. Like so. Put that on. Then I push that together. You want to keep it just off the end. And then I will use the crimper and crimp that together. I took out my old valve, which was there. It was crooked. 45 is awful. I want to punch it over here, about 14 inches, no more than 14 inches over, because that's the spacing on my stud from below. And like I said, I want to kind of do it straight this time. Well, we'll see what happens. 50-50 anyway. Okay, Okay, so the hole works. The hole's good. Now I'm just going to feed everything in. And hopefully fits like a glove. Boom. Okay. So now what I'll do is I'm going to secure that in place. Well, shoot. Yeah, I can't go too much lower. I can't go too much higher than that because I'm in the joist space, in the floor space. So I had to do what I had to do. Anyway, I'm going to put some screws in there, make that solid, and then go finish up in the basement by putting the wire, by hooking the PEX pipe up to the existing. And there's the finished from the outside in the garage. Secured, solid, looks good. Back in the basement. There's my half-inch PEX coming out. Okay, here's the existing. Measure up. Measure for your cut. See right about there. So, and using either some tubing cutters or an X-Acto knife. I use an X-Acto knife, but today I got tubing cutters, so I'm going to use that. I crimped the ring. Everything fits nice. Should be good to go. And like I said, we'll turn her on the spring, but that should be the show of that one. Like I said, if it ain't mechanical, it must be plumbing, but who knows.